25 years of loyalty thrown away in a single night. Daryl thought he was upgrading, but he didn't realize who held the keys to his kingdom. Have you ever seen a betrayal backfire this badly? Let me know in the comments. Via voix on our silver wedding anniversary. My husband didn't give me a diamond or a trip. He gave me divorce papers in front of 100 guests at the Watergate Hotel. My husband Daryl stood there with a glass of champagne in one hand and a legal envelope in the other. He announced to the room that 25 years was long enough and he wanted someone younger, someone who inspired him. He told me to be out of our Georgetown condo by the next morning. He seemed to have forgotten a very important detail. My parents had gifted that home to me, not us. My mother-in-law, Mrs. Gladys, sat in the front row with a cold, triumphant smile, dabbing at eyes that weren't even wet. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I rose from my chair, smoothed my dress, and walked toward the microphone. But to understand why I was so calm, you have to know what I found out 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks before the party, I woke up to a floorboard creaking. Daryl was huddled in the hallway at 3 a.m., whispering to Mrs. Gladys. I heard him say, "We have to do this right. She won't suspect a thing until the papers are served." Mrs. Gladys cackled softly. "Of course not, son. Just make sure you get the deed to that condo before you announce it." I lay back in the dark, my heart hammering. I realized then that my marriage wasn't just ending. It was being harvested. The next morning, Daryl was unnaturally sweet. He brought me coffee and suggested we throw a massive, expensive anniversary party. He was smelling of a perfume I didn't own. Something floral and cheap. Then I saw a notification on his screen. "Keisha, see you at the jewelry store at 1000. That afternoon, Mrs. Gladys came over. She walked through my Georgetown living room like she was an appraiser at an auction. "You know, Camille," she said, running her hand over my velvet sofa. "It's a shame this place is so cluttered. It needs a younger touch, a fresh start." She started asking questions about the title deed, claiming she wanted to help us protect our assets from the government. I realized Daryl and his mother were working together to trick me into signing the condo over to him as part of a trust for our future. They didn't know I had already moved the original documents to a safe deposit box they couldn't touch. While they were plotting to take my home, a letter arrived that changed everything. My Aunt Hattie, who had lived in Holland for 40 years, had passed away. She was a woman of mystery and great wealth, and I was her only heir. I traveled to the law offices in secret. Aunt Hattie had left me a stunning canal house in Amsterdam, an investment portfolio worth millions, and over $500,000 in cash. I sat in that office in Amsterdam, looking out at the water, and realized I didn't need Daryl's permission to exist. I was now a woman of independent means worth over $2.7 million. I decided right then I wouldn't tell him. I would let him play his game until the very end. The night of the party arrived. Daryl spent $40,000 of our joint savings on the event. I saw Keisha, his assistant, standing near the bar. She was barely 30, wearing a dress that cost more than her rent. When Daryl took the microphone, he thought he was holding all the cards. He called me a relic of his past and told the crowd I had until noon the next day to pack my bags. The room went silent. Mrs. Gladys was beaming. Keisha was smirking. I walked up and took the mic. "Daryl," I said, my voice steady as a rock. "You're right. 25 years is a long time. It's long enough to realize I've been carrying a man who has no foundation of his own." I turned to the guests. "The condo he wants me to leave, it's in my name. He's the one who needs to pack. And as for the younger life he wants, I hope he likes living in a studio apartment. Because while he was plotting to steal my home, I inherited a fortune in Holland. I'm a multi-millionaire, Daryl. And you? You're just an unemployed man with a mountain of secret debt." The look on his face was worth every year of sacrifice. I handed him a folder. It wasn't the deed. It was a list of every secret loan he had taken out to buy Keisha jewelry. His boss, Mr. Budrow, was in the audience. He stood up and told Daryl, "Don't bother coming in on Monday. We don't employ men with no integrity." Keisha's smirk vanished the moment she realized there was no money. She left the party before the cake was even cut. Mrs. Gladys started screaming about family loyalty, but I had her escorted out by security. 3 months later, I was sitting on my new terrace in Amsterdam, watching the sunset over the canals. The air smelled of fresh flowers and freedom. I heard that Daryl is driving for a rideshare company now, living in a cramped room in his mother's basement. I received a letter from him last week, full of apologies and I miss yous. I didn't even finish reading it. I filed it away in a drawer in memory of a woman I used to be. I am Camille. I am wealthy, I am healthy, and for the first time in 25 years, I am truly happy. The truth didn't just win, it set me free.